Peace, it's Equalityfragrances coming to you from PG County, Maryland. Welcome to my cipher. A cipher is a person, place, a thing within my circumference. The understanding of a cipher is peace. For all those new to the channel and those who have been supporting me since day one, I humbly appreciate all your support. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you'll be notified when I drop some new videos. And don't forget to follow me on IG. I am extremely active on IG. I post almost every day on IG. So be sure to follow me there too. With that being said, come on in, sit down, and let's build. Today, I'm going to be giving you a list before I start giving you like my Valentine's Day list of fragrances that I'm going to call dark and mysterious. If you want to smell like a dark and mysterious man. What kind of fragrances are these? Especially since we're in the winter, these are fragrances that scream masculinity. There's really, listen, people can wear what they want to wear. Y'all know my philosophy with it, but these don't even really navigate per se into the whole unisex scent, although I think every fragrance is unisex. I understand that a good portion of people don't view fragrances that way. So these will be masculine, strong, just assertive scents to make you smell highly attractive and on point whenever you're out with your date, out with the guys, or out looking to find you a date. These are some fragrances I would recommend that I have within my collection. With that being said, I'm going to give you 10 fragrances, one honorable mention to start off the show. Honorable mention number 1 is an affordable fragrance. That comes from the house of John Varvatos, and that's Dark Rebel. You can get this fragrance for around $35, give or take, for 100 ml. And it performs not the best, but for a 4 to 5 hour fragrance, that's all you need for a night out or a date fragrance. What you get here is 3 major player of accords that you get that creates this fragrance. You're gonna get a nice spiced rum accord, which consists of course, the rum accord with the sugarcane, because sugarcane is used to make rum. The cardamom adds a bit of the spiciness to it, and it's a little woody, almost like drinking this spiced rum. You also gonna get this nice, rough leather accord, which comes from the leather accord, the castoreum, and skyrax. I believe that's in here. And then you're gonna get this smoking tobacco accord that goes very well with the rum and the leather. So overall, a nice dark fragrance, an attractive fragrance, a masculine fragrance. Honorable mention number 1 is John Varvatos Dark Rebel. Number 10 comes from the house of Rasasi, and that is La Yuqawam pour Homme. Now, this fragrance has been compared to Tom Ford's Tuscan leather. Yes, that comparison is extremely there, but what I get to me is something that's that's in the middle between ombre leather and Tuscan leather. To me, this sits right in the middle. This is fruitier than Tuscan leather, but in just as smooth as ombre leather. Overall great fragrance. You get that raspberry, you get that saffron, you get the leather, the suede, the amber. A very good fragrance. Now, in contrast to my honorable mention, this is going to get you like 24 hours, weeks on clothing. If you put this on clothing, 7 days later, if you don't wash it, and even if you do wash it, this will still be on clothing. So be careful. You don't need many sprays. Projection and Sillage Monster. Great, attractive, masculine fragrance for a nighttime out or date nights. That's number 10. Rasasi La Yuqawam pour Homme. Coming in at number 9 are 2 really good leather fragrances, both created by perfumer Rodrigo Flores Roux. That's from the house of John Varvatos, Dark Rebel Rider. And from the house of Commodities Leather. Both of these are absolutely pretty much identical. Very small different nuances between the two, but they both go in the same direction. The difference is this is EDT, get about 4 to 5, 6 hours. Of course, on skin, if you sniffing hard enough, you can still get it around the 7-hour mark. But for really good performance, that's about what you're going to get. This is EDP. lasts a little bit longer. I'm getting about 7.5 to almost 8 hours of good performance on this fragrance. Neither are overall projectors, so they're safe to wear at work if that's what you choose to do. What you get here is a nice, smooth, chocolatey leather is what you get. That makes it sexy. It's the leather and the cacao together that makes it extremely sexy. It's also really woody. This has vetiver in it. I believe this has Alagaki wood and patchouli, so it's a little woody. Both are extremely resinous. This has myrrh. I believe this has frankincense and some other resins. So it's a little ambery, smoky, smooth, chocolatey, woody leather scent. You can wear this dressed up or dressed down, turtleneck or suit. Good fragrances. So coming in number 9 is John Varvatos Dark Rebel Rider and Commodities Leather. Coming in number 8 is an underrated gem from the house of Mancera, and that is Black Prestigium. Now, this fragrance has been compared to, and yes, it does smell extremely similar to a hyped up fragrance from about 5 years ago, and that was Montal's Black Oud. Except for I like this one a little bit better. You get that rose and patchouli combo. Amazing. You get Mancera Montal's Oud, which is extremely wearable. You get that Oris, a little powdery, which adds some class and sophistication to the overall composition, in my most humble opinion. And you get leather. So it's a little ambery, powdery, rosy, leathery scent. Stunning of a fragrance. This is a room filler. You're going to get 10 plus hours on this. If you put it on clothing, it's going to be there for a while. You don't need a lot of sprays. It is a performance monster. One of the best from the house that just doesn't get talked about. And that comes from the house of Mancera, and that's Black Prestigium. Coming in number 7 comes from the house of Yves Saint Laurent, and that is M7 Oud Absolu. Now, this fragrance is class and opulence in a bottle. Everything about this screams masculinity and class. This is a boss style of a fragrance, a gentleman fragrance. Not saying women can't wear it. Wear what you want to wear, but this is woody and ambery with some citruses up top. I believe mandarin might be up top. That just adds to it. Great fragrance. I get pretty good performance. I'm getting about 8 hours, maybe 8.5 hours on this. It just works. If I'm going to work, I'll wear this. If I'm going to a meeting, I'm wearing this. If I'm out with the guys and we just out having some drinks and some cigars, I'm wearing this. If I'm going to a wedding at night in the wintertime, I'm wearing this. It is extremely versatile fragrance, a great fragrance. That's M7 Oud Absolu from YSL. Coming in number 6 comes from the house of Alexandria Fragrances. That is a clone house for those who aren't familiar with Alexandria Fragrances. And that's No Apologies. And that's Anubis Kiss. Now, what are these fragrances a clone of? This is a clone of No Apologies is a clone of Nasamato's Pardon. What you get here is dark chocolate, some floral character up top. You get oud, sandalwood, I believe, some cinnamon. So it's a little spicy, chocolatey with some floral aspects to it, but nothing real serious. Pretty much chocolatey, woody, and with a hint of smoke, a little bit of smokiness to it. I love this fragrance. This is a mature fragrance. Probably definitely in your 35 and up kind of fragrances. Nothing really overly sweet about this. You can wear this with the guys, or you can wear this on a date with your lady. The next is Anubis Kiss, which is a clone of Nasamato's Black Afghano. As you see, Black Afghano, if you're not familiar, has black juice in it, so be careful if you're wearing a white shirt and you decide to spray this on. This is smoky, woody, ambery, and green. This has cannabis as a note in here, so it's supposed to smell like marijuana, but this don't smell like any strain of marijuana to me. But That's never here nor there. It's woody, smokery. It's woody, smoky, ambery, and green. Overall, a good winter fragrance. I know some people who wear this year round. Hey, do what you do. Fragrance don't really have seasons. They are situational. That's a whole nother video though. So coming in at number 6 is No Apologies and Anubis Kiss. Coming in at number 5 comes from the house of Gucci, and that's Gucci Intense Oud. Not to be confused with Gucci Oud, with Gucci Guilty Oud. This has been compared to Nasamado's Black Afghano. I don't think so, but I understand why people say that. Because you have the oud, you have the woody nuances to it. You have incense, a little resinous, because I believe amber's in this, so it's a little resinous, smoky, woody. That's where you get it from. The difference to me is Black Afghano is greener with, of course, the cannabis accord and other green notes they add up top. So it adds a little bit of woodsy greenery to the composition. This doesn't have that, but both are kind of like dark, woody, smoky scents. This has been considered the best designer oud you can buy. Overall, I don't really know because I kind of like M7 more than I like this. But for this particular list, this is just adds a little bit of darkness and oomph to it that M7 doesn't have, to me, in my most humble opinion. Anyway, coming in at number 5 is Gucci Intense Oud. Coming in number 4 comes from the house of Nishane, and that is Patchuli Kozha. Now, this fragrance is everything about it, from the bottle to the scent characteristic, is dark and mysterious. It has honey. It's resinous with the incense. You get leather, and of course you get patchouli. You get some floral aspects up top, but overall this is patchouli, it's leather. It's sweetened up by the honey and it's smoky with the incense. A very good patchouli fragrance, and with most Nishane fragrances, you do not need much sprays. This is going to last. This is going to push out. Depending on where you're going will determine how many sprays you need, depending on where you're going and what you're doing. But that's another video I'm planning to do later on. So coming in number 4 is Patchuli Kozha. Coming in number 3 comes from the house of Amouage, and that's Overture Man. Now, if anybody saw my full review, go check it out. You'll get my thoughts on it. My thoughts on this changed a little bit. I like this more than what I did back then, but I still like Overture Woman better than this, depending on what kind of mood I'm in, because that's extremely boozy. I give this a 9 out of 10 fragrance right now. It's boozy up top, and it's not that sweet mixed kind of booze. It's a 20-year-old cognac XO kind of booze you get up top. You also get, it's very leathery, resinous, smoky. Overall, this is a mature fragrance. If you in your 20s, this ain't really for you. And I'm not trying to be an ageist. I'm just saying, if you wear this, depending on where you at, if you trying to be around the women, the 20-year-old woman, somebody in your age range, is gonna smell like their daddy. That can be a good thing or a bad thing. You determine what that is, but you're gonna smell like their uncles in them. It's just, it's mature. I would almost say 36 and up can really probably appreciate this, and pretty almost 40 and up. It is that mature. But anyway, great fragrance. It's dark, mysterious, opulent, classy. And that's from the house of Amouage Overture Man. Coming in number 2, and even looking at this, it could have been number 1. It was really tight to choose which was going to be 1 and number 2, but this fragrance screams everything about dark, mysterious, and sexy. And that comes from the house of Tom Ford, and that's Tobacco Oud Intense. Stunning fragrance. Just so much going on with this, but yet so simple. So you have labdanum and the castoreum, which is creating this almost nice, well-blended leather accord is what it smells like. You get that tobacco, that almost smoky tobacco, and you get that beautiful resinous amber accord, the same one they used in Amber Absolute. So it's ambery, smoky tobacco, slightly leathery, a little spicy. 10 out of 10 fragrance. It performs. It's just, it is, you out with the guys, you out on a date with your lady. If you don't, you just want to be, I want to smell like a man, I want to smell masculine, give this one a shot. And that's from the house of Tom Ford. That's Tobacco Oud Intense. Coming in at number 1 is a fragrance back in 2019 I talked about a lot. This is one of my favorite fragrances within my collection. It's extremely dark and it's extremely dense and it's boozy. Coming in at number 1 is from the house of Tiziana Terenzi. That's LaDonna Nero. Now this fragrance is so multifaceted. It changes like 2 or 3 times. You have, I always say the creation, E had an older brother, older mature brother. This would be it. It has cognac, tobacco, ambery, woody, a little leathery. It's just, and it's boozy. A very good fragrance. I would almost, I don't know if I want to call this almost an amber fragrance, because the amber nuance is extremely noticeable throughout the life of the fragrance. So it's woody, it's ambery, it's boozy. Boozy lasts for a good portion of the fragrance, maybe like the first hour, hour and a half. And then it becomes that tobacco, woody, ambery nuance. Great fragrance. 10 out of 10 fragrance in my book. That comes from the house of Tiziana Terenzi, and that's LaDonna Nero. So that's my list of some dark, mysterious, and masculine fragrances within my collection. Did you like the video? Do you have some of these? Leave your comment down below for your, let's say, your top 4 dark and mysterious fragrances you would wear when going out somewhere. Other than that, you already know I'm going to leave you the way I greeted you, and that's in the universal language of peace.